medical student at UCF College of Medicine. I'm going to internal medicine. The recipe I have for you today is a tomato cucumber chicken salad. It's really easy, so most of it is just gonna be a lot of techniques on how to make it a little better. And these are all items that can be easily found. So with these three, you can basically change it as you like in terms of whatever you like more of, add more, whatever you like less of, add less. So I'm going to start with dicing up the cucumber. I've already cut off the ends. I'm going to dice it into three. So I find that these cucumber, the skin is actually kind of bitter. This is my scrap bowl. So I'm going to peel off most of it. I'm going to leave a little bit of green just for color, so it looks pretty. If you use the smaller cucumbers, like the Persian cucumber or the English cucumber, they tend to have less bitter skin, so you don't have to peel those. But you can for color, again, just to make it look pretty. All right, so you cut in half. You can cut in half again. You just have a bowl on the side that you can toss everything into. This is a pretty easy thing that you can make on the side as like a little side, or it's something you can put on top of a burrito or a taco just to add a little acidity. And it's easy to make while you have your main things cooking. Like if you have rice going on, you can whip this up easily while the rice is cooking. Or if you have something roasting, you know, just something to pass the time. That's a good piece. Now, I find that to get the flavor the best, after you've diced up the cucumber, you add a little bit of salt, not to salt it, but to help draw out the water a bit. That way when we put the sauces in later, it'll help the cucumber take up the flavor better. So, like this. And just mix that in so it kind of coats the cucumber pieces. And you can already see the cucumbers are turning a little like shiny on the outside with the water being drawn out. So while the water is being drawn out of there, we're going to take the tomato and we're going to dice this one up as well. I'm going to just remove the top part of the tomato. Just work with a few slices at a time. Dice them. Toss them in the same bowl. got the cucumber and the tomato. You can mix that in. You can add a little more salt as well to help draw some water out of the tomatoes as well. Again, you don't want to put too much. I barely put any in. It's just to draw the water out. You can always add salt to taste later, but it's kind of hard if it's already too salty. And you want to do that before you start adding the sauces in, or else it's going to affect the flavor. They're not going to take up the flavor as well. So for the sauce, I have here sesame oil, honey, and balsamic vinegar. Honey and sesame oil are the non-negotiables, but for the vinegar, you can change it. If you don't like balsamic, you can use white vinegar, rice vinegar, apple cider vinegar, whatever you want. The thing is, with all the vinegars, they have different levels of acidity to sweet. So if you use like white vinegar, which is only acidic, no sweet, you might use a little more honey to balance that out. But since I'm using balsamic vinegar, which is a little more sweet, I'm going to use a lot less honey, and I'm going to do it to taste. The sesame oil is like the Asian spin to this. If you have chili oil and you like spicy, you can also use chili oil in place of sesame oil, which is really good. Sesame oil is a really versatile ingredient that you can use for a lot of vegetables. One of my favorite ways of using it is if you have like spinach and you're tired of using it in salads and smoothies, you can just blanch it real quick in water for a couple seconds just till it's soft. Take it out, rinse it under cold water, add a sprinkle of salt, put a tablespoon of sesame oil or more, and just enjoy it like that, and it's pretty good. Balsamic vinegar, just eyeball it. And like I said, just a very little touch of honey. Barely anything. Sesame oil, I like this quite a lot, so I'm gonna add a good amount of it. Now if you have something like cilantro or green onions, any like herbs, you can always use that. Cilantro is absolutely delicious in this as well. Garlic too. So if you have that, you can easily add it in. It's a very versatile recipe. In. And taste as I go. It's more vinegar. I like it really sour, so put that in. Add a little honey as well. Honestly, you could stop here, but if you have some canned chicken lying around and you want to add some protein to this, I have a can of chicken here. I already drained it, so you just have the chicken. I'm just going to add that in. If you have like leftover Costco rotisserie chicken, you can also add that in after you shred it up. I'm gonna have another can here. Taste as you go. I'm gonna add a little more salt, you know. If you have lemon juice, you can also use that in place of the vinegar, or lime juice, really anything sour. And then once this is mixed in, it's pretty much all done. You can eat this with rice or with any sort of carbs you like. All right. If I had some cilantro, it'll look even better. But let me have some first. So this is a cucumber tomato chicken salad using canned chicken with sesame, balsamic, and honey dressing on it.